Also, I didn't realize that the mayor in Blazing Saddles is Jeffrey Lebowski.
Coat your body with a resinous substance. That's gonna stop me from taking this spell right now.
Ooh, I have this uncontrollable urge to eat shrub.
Hey, everybody. This is Jeff, your GM and narrator. Welcome back to Big Campaign Stories. I'm joined today by John and Sean
Hello.
Hey,
on more of our Buddy Cop episodes. But before we get to the recap, let's start with a lightsaber check. John,
Hey, this is John playing as Lucius, and I got a 3. What are you gonna get, Sean? What are you gonna get? Beat a 3, I dare you.
I'm Sean playing as Fores. I got a 12.
Nice.
well, according to the rules, John, would you like to do the recap?
Jesse, would you like to do the recap? All right.
If he called in right now, that'd be amazing.
Right.
Summarizes our side episode.
In our last episode, we decided to try to figure out more of what happens within these Gangsmoots. And we found that it's less of just a bunch of what you would think of like just gangs getting together and fighting about turf or whatever, but more that this is like kind of like an ancient institution that normal people could come together to try to challenge house rules and house laws and such, as if like they're kind of their own political entity with whatever power that they would have, reaching back to the days of the robot gods. In our research, we were able to give ourselves a bit of a bonus in conducting ourselves in the Gangsmoot. We learned about more of the gangs that are showing up. We learned about Gaventec and how he is an inevitable, right? An abandoned Marit, and that the is he a gang or a leader of a gang, Jeff?
Gaventec is the leader of the Inevitable gang.
Leader of the inevitable gang, right? So there's an entire gang, and they're kind of the leaders of gangs in general, or at least they're the ones in the forefront, right?
Correct. They are the conductor of ceremonies for the gangs.
They've been emceeing it for the last 3 years or 7 years, or
Mm-hmm.
it's been a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
We had the idea that there's all these ancient kind of forgotten about rules about house wars that do or do not make sense in today, but that perhaps that there might be rules that we don't know about that we could research. And we found out that in the past, if you didn't invoke these rules, then the favor of a house war would go straight to McKeith, the god of lies and secrets.
Just
So-
secrets, I think.
Just secrets?
Bulima's lies.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yep. So, God of Secrets, we now know that. And we've kind of gathered that Orion Storm is pretty religious. So, maybe this is something that we can use. Not quite positive on that yet. But we also found out about Zorane's Promise, which is the binding contract that allows this Gangsmoot to have its own kind of rivalry with house politics. And I think we have intentions to try to use that to gain favor in this moot. And we hopped on a train and headed to the Gangsmoot. Am I missing anything, Sean?
We did more research on the train, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, all the stuff we found out was a combination of the law libraries in Sordai and intense, constant searching on the train.
Anything to add, Jeff?
No, I think that generally covers everything that happened last session. So with that, our heroes step off into the city. It is early morning. What are we up to now?
Sorry, we're in Sordai?
No, you guys are back in Dusk Banter.
Dusk Banter proper. All right.
Yeah, you guys are taking the light rail down, so you are close to the Gangsmoot. You probably hear the EDM music in the distance, but you are not too far from the main city if you guys want to go that way as well.
Has the Gangsmoot been going on without us there?
Yeah, we're on day 2 of a 3-day process.
I think it would be best for us to go straight to the Gangsmoot.
All right. Yeah, we got to do hot dogs.
Oh yeah, guys. This is exactly what I was thinking. Gotta find some street food on the way.
Need to find some convenient tubed meat.
Besides the local hot dog places, there's new Gravity Euros opening up. You can see the logo, the large dragon trying to carry the Euro. but it's just too heavy because it's so big and tasty.
Just can't do it.
But you'll see one of the food cart vendors, a little kid walking by, yelling out for hot dogs on the outside edge of the Gangsmoot.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about those euros, but then I'll look over to Fores and look over to the hot dogs. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, hot dogs it is.
I know money's tight. We gotta eat that snout.
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna make mine taste like a euro.
So you're just hanging me out to dry, flavor-wise.
Gonna make it taste like a euro smells. 'Cause I don't know what a euro tastes like.
As you get a couple of hot dogs, change one of their flavors to Euro. Standing on the outside edge of the Gangsmoot, you can see a group of seekers as they'll eye you guys up and down as you approach.
I like to think I have an obnoxiously large drink too. Something with a straw and ice.
You're not. Do you have your mug with you?
I've got my mug with me, but I'm not drinking coffee right now.
Do you store that thing on you? Is it in your owlbear coat?
Yeah.
All right. Do those things have storing pockets?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I've got some pretty limited bag of holding things going on. It's not like a proper bag of holding, but for smaller items.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm a little bit surprised to see seekers here. I mean, not that surprised, but I would think that the blink dogs and the seekers working together would. I thought that was kind of a secret. Am I wrong on that?
Everybody knows.
Everybody knows if you're gang related. Is that?
It's kind of an open secret.
Okay.
The Blink Dogs act with their own impunity, but of course, you never see Blink Dogs getting arrested, right?
Okay. And all the other gangs kind of know it.
Mm-hmm.
The seekers aren't doing any sort of patrolling or enforcing around here, are they?
Correct. They're just working the boundaries of the Gangsmoot.
Okay. So they're not entering into.
They are not.
Cool. Any mercenary presence that we can see so far? Because that's kind of who I thought if it weren't going to be gangs that are going to be like enforcing any sort of structure in this, I would think that maybe there would be some mercenary group for some reason. I don't know why that was in my head, but for some reason that's how I envisioned it.
On the other side of the cordoned off section, you can see members of the Inevitable Gang dressed in their full armor with kind of centurion helmets as they mirror the Seekers, but for the inside. But further in, you can see there are some Applied Solutions guys, banter support, as well as coyote detectives milling about.
We actually recognize banter support people here?
They have their logos on their sleeve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nearby, a couple gobos, the Goblin Gang of Dusk Banter, seems to be engaged with a small fight with the Red Caps, the Goblin Gang from the Silene territory, as the Seekers watch from the other side of the cords, as the Inevitables let them solve this dispute amongst each other.
I told you they'd be fighting each other.
You're right. I was not expecting banter support to be here, though.
But you will also see a few Red Bandana members mixed in with the crowd.
I'm going to be basically just sort of security detail for the time being. So I'm just scoping out who's looking at us and kind of readied to protect Lucius. Like, does Banter notice our presence?
Right now, you guys standing outside of the moot? No.
Oh, okay. So we didn't have to go into.
Yeah, like you can see all these people milling about the area. In the distance, you can see the stage where the Inevitables are located at. But for the most part, this looks like a large amount of people all gathered together for a party. So you will see Moonrats walk by with gelatinous cubes, Displacer Beast Gang talking it up with Bodax, some Blink Dogs moving about trying to talk with people, as occasional gargoyles will all chuckle as they're all sitting around together, wearing peekers and data pads. That part, especially for Forge, you can see a huge string of the constant coming down to that one section.
It's like the end of a Marvel movie. Giant beam of light shooting into the sky.
I'll notice Fours kind of tense and looking around. I'll say Fours, this is kind of contradictory, I think, but I think that we're pretty safe here. This might be the safest place I could be right now.
Oh, you saw banner support down there?
I did.
All right.
I don't think they'd try anything here.
Yeah, you can even go ahead and give me your perception checks.
Get ready for this.
I got a 19.
Bam, 15.
Woo.
With a 15 on perception, as well as a 19, you can see dancing with a few people in a group of Blink Dogs and Moonrats is Orion Storm.
Dancing. Give kind of like a concerned head tilt while I look over at him.
Do we just want a beeline?
No, we'll just
Wait.
see what happens. I'm interested. I wasn't expecting to see the red bandanas here, so I'd kind of like to go speak with them.
You want me close?
Yeah, let's stick together for right now.
All right. I'm going to try to tone down how vigilant I appear, but I will still be on the lookout.
All right, as you guys pass the cordon off section with the Seekers and enter into the party, a couple of Goblin Kings will approach. You see they've got beanies on, leather jackets, kind of ripped up jeans, knife in hand as one of them will. And who are you guys?
Look them up and down and, funny enough, never really seen you guys around either. But then I'll kind of laugh it off and you can call me Lucky. Reach out for a handshake.
The Lincoln member will pull off their beanie and swipe back their tentacles for a moment before. Lucky, what gang are you part of?
Not here with the gang, but I think you'll find we're here for a reason.
Yeah, they'll look back to the rest of their team and not here for a gang. Psh.
Not here for a gang? No, not here with a gang. We're here for a gang.
Ah, that's confusing. And he'll
It
walk
is.
away.
You said he was part of the Gobos, or
This is a member of the Goblin Kings
Goblin
of
Kings.
Selene.
given all the other goblins +1/+1?
Mm-hmm.
Probably mountain walk.
Do we want to avoid telling people who we are?
I'm not concerned about it. Enough people here are gonna know who we are, and I'm wearing my iconic owlbear coat.
As you enter in, as the Goblin Kings kind of wander off, looking for other people to bother, a group of the Displacer Beast gang will walk by, kind of bumping up against you guys as you can see that all of them have done either maybe transmutation or plastic surgery to all look like one another. So they all have on the same jackets, same clothes, they're all roughly the same height. So it's very easy to lose track of how many there are in a group.
Nice.
Okay.
But an applied solutions guy will bump into you and hey before he walks off with a drink in hand.
I'll take a sip out of mine. It's probably like a big Slurpee, like out of a straw. Just after that sip of my drink, though, I'll get bored of it and toss it in a trash can.
Yeah, one of the gelatinous cube members will rush over and pull it out, slurp on it, and walk off into the crowd.
Classic G3.
I'm going to take a peek at some of the Displacer Beasts HCOMs and grab some of their numbers for potential shenanigans.
Go ahead and give me a computer's check to pull those away.
All right. 14.
I mean, with a 14, if you're just trying to get the numbers, you're not trying to get into the HCOM or data pads or anything like that, a 14's enough to skim the numbers off the top, right?
All right.
Easy enough doxing to be able to pull off.
Have we passed by any Displacer Beasts?
Mm-hmm.
This is super risky, but you know how the Displacer Beasts were kind of bumping up against us. People were, I don't know what kind of social etiquette that is, but I might bump up against one of the Blink Dogs and maybe see if I can't accidentally steal one of their HCOMs.
Yeah, as you bump a Blink Dog, go and give me a sleight of hand check, DC 20.
Oh,
Whoops, 17.
just far enough that even with an aid.
And I don't know.
Anyway, regardless.
Right, I don't think I've got anything that lets me add to that.
You bump into it, try to grab the phone, you don't catch it. Maybe it's the wrong pocket, or maybe they just have a sliver, but he doesn't seem to notice as he kind of elbow shoves back like, watch where you're going.
My bad. Alright, well, it sounds like I don't have to explain myself, so. Would be cool to, after the last time with the Blink Dogs, kind of maybe get more contacts or maybe understand more of their teleportation doors. But whatever, still on my way to talk to Red Bandana.
A group of Red Bandana members standing off next to a drink stand as you guys are getting closer towards the main stage. As you can hear more people kind of partying, more people dancing, enjoying the music. As right now it is not currently time to perform ceremonial rituals or to do any of the kind of the pomp and circumstance of the Gangsmoot. You do see a big billboard now that you guys are further in that does have a list of gangs names that are trying to join and where they stand.
Are we still looking at recruiting at all, or is that fully off of our radar now?
Recruiting gangs is not off the radar, but joining, I don't think I'd necessarily want to join in as a gang or create a gang. I'd rather be independent.
I mean, no, I wasn't thinking we'd be joining a gang or starting one.
I do like the idea of finding out that this is a collaborative just community of just normal people, that could potentially rival houses, but still want to be independent.
Yeah.
But yeah, after we did that research, I've got a lot more respect for what's going on here.
I think I want to check out what Storm is doing.
You want to do a little bit of a split up? I'll go talk to the red bandanas.
If you feel comfortable.
I feel comfortable.
All right.
Never felt safer.
You can sliver me if you need me.
Sounds good. I feel like I've never needed a bodyguard until we got a bodyguard.
Oh, you didn't think so when you got
Got shot at.
slapped a bullet out of the air for you?
I had that handled.
Fores, as you drift off to go speak with Banter support, and Lucius, as you wander off to speak with the red bandana. Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Yeah, as you move your way through the crowd, as people bump into you, you'll get the finger from a few Lycal Gobos that are currently drunk. I'm well aware that it's like 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Precedent set. We grab drinks.
As the drunk Lycal bumps into you and looks you over and, not worth it. You're not in a gang. And then will stumble off with their friends. You'll approach Orion Storm, early morning dancing, enjoying himself.
I'm just gonna watch the dancing for a little while and just observe what's going on, what's going down, and see if I can catch any interactions until I'm spotted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sick techno dancing like in Mass Effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But it seems that Orion Storm is mostly just trying to make friends.
Dick.
Though it does seem suspicious. These are the Blink Dogs and the Moon Rats.
Yeah, it looks like he had your same idea.
Yeah, weird.
But their conversation seems to drift mostly between what do the Moon Rats need? Like, what could they benefit from? How could Banter support help them? As he's asking the Blink Dogs to put in a word with the Seekers to stay out of the warehouse district once the time comes.
Okay.
But if you're not disguised and there's nothing that would say you're not Fores.
Not currently. All right, I'm currently, still normal.
Yeah, eventually Orion Storm would make eye contact and see you. As they cheers at you, they give you that eye contact that is seeming to ask if they can come over.
I'm going to sleight of hand the drink out of a person next to me
Alrighty.
to cheers him back. Oh my god! 18.
At 18, the person next to you, hey dude, that's my drink.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were a waiter.
Yeah, they'll look at you and, well, I'm not, and then continue wandering on. You would see Orion give a full belly laugh at that.
I'll chuckle as I walk up to him. Or, he is acknowledged I'm moving towards him.
A few of the Blink Dogs nearby will step back in a way that shows that they understand, or maybe have at least background knowledge to know that you two talking might be a thing. The Moon Rats will continue to mosh about the area. Even Shirkovan will stop and see you Fores and go for a double high five.
Yeah, I'll give it up.
Yeah, he'll throw his arm around you and this fucking guy.
Yep. I'll just kind of awkwardly be buffeted about with the different guys here.
He notices you don't have a drink, and in this moment, in a jovial setting and with fun people all about, he'll, this one's on me. You guys got the car. As he'll drunkenly wander off to bring you back a drink.
All right on.
But Orion will stop in front of you and Fores, correct, Kella?
Correct. Orion? Storm?
Also correct. I'm surprised to see you here. Where are the rest of your team?
We got a lot of irons in the fire at the moment.
Orion will, I figure we'd have some fun while I wait for you all to get back to me.
You're not in a hurry, are you?
Go and give me a sense motive. He is not good at bluffing, but I seem to only roll well, so.
I just need to roll average, and this will all be okay. Hey, 22.
Average.
With a 22, he's having fun, but he looks tired. So when you say that, like, oh, you're not in a hurry, he'll just say, like, not really. You guys take your time.
Have you heard back from any of the others? Are we the last people that you're waiting on? Just kind of letting him know that I know that he served a bunch of other companies.
His side glance combined with a sip of beer. Is he, you're not.
Has anybody gotten back to you?
Oh, just that small ma and pa company. They've already decided to give up. So, an easy win for me, but not one that feels great.
Oh, I thought you just wanted easy wins all the way down. I mean, you expected us to cave at the dinner.
Yeah, he'll chuckle and, that spaghetti was terrible. It was so messy.
Watered down hunts.
Comes in from the sliver.
So, one easy win, so I don't have to hurt anybody.
So the Ma and Pop place already made it official.
Yeah, next week I should have their paperwork.
I will thoughtfully look into my beer whilst I'm kind of doing a showy pause in the conversation so that I can sliver to Lucius. But I'm basically telling you to tell Keegan to try and get Daybreak to pause on their surrender.
And that's what I'll do as I continue to walk towards the red bandanas, probably being stopped by different gang members and just, schmoozing a little bit on the way.
No worries. As you're sending that message for Orion's sitting next to you. As you guys are leaning against the stanchions, as you're sending this message off, you'll see Shirkavan with a few of the other moon rats as they are just drunk, flinging their beer all over the place. As their leader, a curly, red-haired woman with darker skin will approach and start yelling at them. And my God, it's fucking 8 a.m, guys. Stop it. She'll look over at you and Orion for a moment, and she has a hint of familiarity about her as she looks over at you before slapping Shirkavan on the side of the head. And to pick up these empty cups, you guys are making a mess. But we cut across through the crowd and across the music to Lucius as he approaches the red bandana.
Yeah, as I approach, quick message. Keegan, Daybreak Modifications is in the process of folding. Get in contact with them. Let them know that they're not alone. Try to get them to rethink it. We're all in this together. Yep. Walk up to the red bandanas.
There's a group of about 4 of them as they're all kind of sitting around chatting. Looks like they're cooking up a little bit of food. You'll see with them, as far as the main people discussing, there is a Corlean woman with one eye, kind of an older woman with a sharp knife, kind of cutting meat. There is an Illican that's kind of leading them all on kind of morning, maybe mantras, not quite prayers, but mantras. Affirmations.
And I'm not looking to interrupt anything. If they're in the middle of something, I can wait and or respectfully join in.
You see the Red Bandana members are giving their affirmations to Kondri, one of the 9 gods.
Thanks, sorry. Is there house rules for Condry?
There are. Kondri was you cannot kill direct family members that are not primeros or house leaders. Blood bond.
While we're in the process of this house war, I'm trying to soak up as much of how in the older rules the gods played a focus in these house wars, because I really do feel that Orion Storm is pretty religious. So I'll take note of what they're doing, think about Condry a little bit, and then join in.
Go ahead and give me your knowledge religion. Don't forget you have the +4.
All right, I got a 15 total on my knowledge religion, which would be a 19.
Yeah, Kondri was the chaotic good god, mostly dedicated to vengeance. The prayers they offer is that their cause is righteous and that the vengeance does not come back upon those who do not deserve it.
All right. Additionally, if this was human related, I bet you I could cheese in a little bit more bonus. But
oh yeah, I mean it is because Kondri used to be human,
right?
But there's not too much more to gain from what their mantras are.
Cool.
But the Illican, she'll look up and, fellow seeker of Kondri.
No, consider me a passing friend of friends.
Very well.
I'm just surprised to see you here. What does the red bandana have business with here? You're not necessarily a gang, are you?
The Illican shall look around, and we're one of the first gangs, or at least those that still uphold the old rites of which Gaventec has taken over.
So I was actually hoping to lead up to that, but because I kind of assumed that that's why they're here, like that they knew more about the underlying reality of this convention. So I'll be a little bit taken back and shocked. Just wow. I kind of suspected that you guys had a higher purpose here, I had no idea about your background, though, as one of the first gangs. The gangs aren't necessarily gangs to you, then, are they?
They're not. They are political groups within the city that want to be heard. And since we cannot be, we all, and she'll motion out to everyone and do what we can to make this life bearable.
I can almost relate. I'm glad I ran into you.
Yeah, she'll stand up. I mean, still an Illican, so about maybe 5 feet. But I don't see any markings. I don't see anything on you, besides a very large coat. Who do you represent?
Just myself and the people. You won't see any markings on me. I'm independent. But that doesn't mean that I don't work with people. I'd hope that you'll send Bolsonaros my regard.
She'll lift a green eyebrow at that. And how do you know Bolsonaros?
You can know me as Lucious Estipul. You can call me Lucky, like my friends do. It's not all that important. But I'll pull out a piece of paper from my coat that has no distinguished markings on it, unless if they can read through magical invisibleness. And I will put it into their hand and put my other hand over their hand and say, if you could give this to Dosh, I would appreciate it. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, she'll take it from you and keep it safe in her hands. Yes, I've heard of Dosh. I will get this to him wherever they are. But I must regret to inform you that Bolsonaros has been killed.
And while I'm laughing about the idea of just everybody knows Dosh, I'll just grow ashen face. How did it happen?
Umbaro.
As I recall, Umbaro's not necessarily they're not like cutthroat like Amon is, right?
Correct. Umbaro Pharmaceuticals, for the most part, has very background demeanor, wallflower-esque, but they are still a large kind of shaker and mover in larger politics.
Right. And the red bandanas fight above their weight class, so to say.
Correct. The Illican, she'll put out her hand and introduce herself as Alderi Dasi.
And I'll repeat it, Alderi Dasi. We've worked with the red bandana in the past, not necessarily as if our goals align, but we're friends. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, she'll offer a prayer to Legalo. So he's resting better now, but we all understand that we must sacrifice for our cause. The Corleone woman is serving stew to the rest of the red bandana members before they'll offer you a kind of a half paper cup filled with it.
I'll decline, since I'm full hot dog.
Fair. The real food of the people.
The real food.
You bougie fucks.
But my favorite meat is hot dog.
Alderi will. All right. Oh, that's fair. Well, Lucky, why are you here amongst the groups if you are unaffiliated?
I feel like I could be honest with you. Political winds have shifted. Corporations can declare war on each other. And I honestly don't know what I can gain from this quite yet. But let's say I'm a little bit desperate. Desperate enough to see what this is about. Because if corporations can declare wars based off of house rules, things are bound to crumble. This isn't right. But I am a victim of a corporation declaring house war on me and the people I am close to. Take everything that I have, and they have.
But to be that, you must be a corporation, correct?
Yeah, I'm the head of a company that I inherited. It's a legacy that I can't just throw away.
Alderi, well, I understand very well about legacies you cannot throw away, but I hope you conduct yourself in a way that does not hurt the common person.
Yeah, I'll have to keep that in my thoughts and not stray from it.
Good.
That said, I think I've outlasted my welcome here, and I'll pull out my coffee cup, I guess, pour a little bit of liquid into it, cheers them all, and be on my way.
Yeah, they'll watch after as you walk off, but they will go back to eating and chatting in the morning. Where are you moving to next?
I'm gonna touch base with Fores.
As you go to message Fores, one of the Dusk Banter Gabos will come running and screaming past you with their hair on fire. Yeah, as we cut back across to Fores and Orion, as they are standing together, finishing a drink in the early morning light as the sun is coming up.
Are you staying for all 3 days?
Nah, I gotta get back to the girls. You have any kids, Fores?
Oh, look at me. I got some years in me before that happens.
He'll reach out to Cheers. Best thing you can ever do.
I'll give a knowing nod or yeah, I guess knowing's all right. Positive feelings. You worry about them declaring war on folks?
He's staring out across, kind of got that long distance stare as he's looking out towards the Amon Ziggurat. and the obelisks that have built up around it before he'll turn around and, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, nothing. I guess I'm just, I'd be worried about starting shit when you got a family at home. And I'm gonna try and say that in as neutral a tone as possible because it could easily come across as threatening and creepy.
Right.
I would say if Force doesn't want it to come across as threatening, it doesn't.
Okay.
Orion will pause to consider what you said, and if you don't reach, you can't make something better for him. If you see your boss, tell him, I thought about that dinner, and I feel bad for him too.
Well, yeah, you might get a chance to tell him that in person. He's around here somewhere, and I'll be scanning the crowd.
The quick flash across Orion's face of, oh shit, I can't deal with Lucius right now.
No one can.
I think it's probably time for me to start heading back. Enjoy the rest of the show. I don't know if you're staying for tomorrow, but tomorrow's when the trials start off, so the gang's got to bring their best to impress Gaventec.
You have a rooting interest?
No, but I always thought this was interesting, right? We don't have this in Corellia. We don't see a lot of people lifted up in this way. And so it's interesting to see how you guys do it here. I can appreciate it, but we keep things a little bit different.
I would have thought about constant growth of Corellia, but you're not talking about natural growth.
No, that I'm not.
You ever been to the Earth Pillar?
He'll stop and kind of be a little confused by that. No, I'm not a follower of the Six. I've heard it's beautiful though, but it's deep in the vast wood.
Yeah, it's probably one of the hardest pillars to get to, I hear.
Yeah, he'll get another one of those faraway looks, and yeah, the jungle's not something you just pass through lightly.
Not selling tours yet.
Not till Amon gets there.
And now my smile will kind of fizzle out a little bit. Like, yep.
He'll hand you his half-drank beer, and you stay well, Fores.
Yeah, you too.
Don't let any of these people push you around.
Who, me? Do I know if Lucius is around or close or anything like that?
John, where were you going?
Just to that area where people are dancing, really.
Lucius, as you're heading back, you'll see Orion hand their beer off to Fores as they say something for a moment and begin to step away.
I'm going to mess with Orion's HCOM via the enhanced sliver.
Okay.
I'm going to have a really obnoxiously loud, crank the system volume to max out the hardware of just a really annoying jingle, like Oswald's pop song. Something that Lucius could recognize really easily.
Yeah, go and give me that computer use check.
31 with my shenanigans.
Dang.
Yeah, with a 31, you were able to crank that volume.
I'm hoping that I get him to pause and have to deal with his phone for long enough for Lucius to close the distance.
Yeah, Lucius, you'll hear the vibrant song of Oswald's favorite pop song as it blasts out of Orion Storm's HCOM as he'll start slapping himself down as he's trying to find where the hell his HCOM is. It's like, oh my god, what the hell? Trying to turn it off.
And I'll walk up, grab a couple of non-alcoholic drinks off of somebody on the way.
Yeah, a few water bottles end up in your hand as you approach, and a frustrated Orion is just now slamming the mute button on his HCOM.
Good song, Orion. No reason to be frustrated. I'll hand him a water.
Yeah, HCOM in hand, he turns to look at you, Lucius, and Fores behind you, and that's bold.
Surprised to see you here.
Not a big fan of modern music. So he'll put his silenced HCOM into his pocket and take a water from you. What are you here for?
I'll start for a second. I'll look at him a little bit closer. Drinking at 8 in the morning. Didn't expect that from you. You really fit it in.
There are times you have to have fun before you have to
Take over.
Serious work or take over.
Why are you here?
People enjoy free time, Lucius.
I don't do this well, but I would like to see if he has ulterior motives beyond that with a sense motive.
Alrighty.
I'm speaking with him. I would like to use my bardic ability to replace this with a perform oratory. Kind of theatrically trying to lure out some information from Orion Storm. So instead of a sense motive, perform oratory, and I will roll a total of 30.
An excellent roll.
Yeah, is he here for more than just the experience of this? Because I am.
Yeah, say that, Lucius, I would like this to not be a bloodbath. I would hope that maybe we could work this out where you all just work for me, or maybe you'd move on and you're not stuck with the debt your family has decided that you deserve for whatever reason. So I thought I could come here and find a few allies to make your life a little bit more difficult, to take this away from where it feels like it's heading. And also, I needed a break from the kids.
I'll laugh at that. If I had kids, I'd probably be in the same situation. But I think you're starting to realize that everybody here are my people and not yours. I'm not here to take over everything in front of me. Neither are these people.
Maybe, but if you're not here to take over, then what are you doing here?
You were almost honest with me. I can show you the same favor. Yeah, I'll see what advantage I can't gain from the people. Climates are changing for the worse. Going to be people banding together to stop it. It's a pretty awful world where any company can just declare war on another company to just seize assets, isn't it? Stop livelihoods, ruin lives for their own personal gain.
He'll look at you back at that, and at that place we agree. I'm doing what I can because I don't want this debt following my children into their graves. You're not wrong. This law has made this world worse, and with it, all of us will suffer.
Fight against it. Don't just flow with this.
Fight against Amon.
Laws in general. Why do you need to just consume?
How do you think any of this is held together with, Lucius? Why do you think there are laws?
The way things are going, the only reason I see laws right now are to enslave other people. That's where this is heading.
And in a lawless land, the magic man is king. I guess if that's where it's heading, then once you get there, I'll bend the knee.
Yeah, go back to your family, Orion. Nobody will be bending any knees to me.
He'll turn around and walk off into the morning, passing the cordoned off areas and the seekers, and getting into a vehicle.
I'll turn to Fores. I do not get that guy.
Well, kind of seems like it's him or us on both sides.
Yeah, just don't see why it has to be that way. And that kind of sparked something in me, like, there's got to be more to why he's doing this.
Well, I mean, yeah, he was trying to put in a good word for his company, trying to get some favors from Blink Dogs and the Moonrats for coordinating efforts for this coming war.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That's one of the reasons why we're here.
Yeah, I think you guys are probably more similar than you care to admit.
Kind of wrinkle up my nose at that. And say nothing.
Are we gonna include the link to the wiki article on Citizens United in this episode?
If you've made it this far, you should probably know what it is. But as the early morning sun begins to rise over the party, you can see goblin gangs of all districts starting to take their naps. You can see seekers kind of taking a more relaxed stance, as right now it's kind of considered the nap time.
Everyone gets out their carpet swatches.
Everybody that's been drinking since 8 o'clock in the morning knows 10 o'clock is when you fall asleep.
So with that, you'll watch many members go into tents, pull out sleeping bags. You'll see, of course, the gelatinous cubes drifting about, picking up trash. A few of the Applied Solutions guys kind of keeping watch from the inside here. There are still some Banner support members that are here as they see the party dying down. They'll find their way out of it. The people that are left awake, you can see the Basilisk gang as they are sitting around cooking up some meat. You can see the gargoyles still locked in their constant stream. And you can see one of the new gangs that you've never heard of this gang, but you can see the four of them as they have spray painted on the side of their Hedron van, the Goran Imps, but they are parked outside of the cordon as they show up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and see everyone's asleep and will sit back in their van and, well, just watch. But the stage is starting to clear as the inevitables are backing down and away. The music is turning down to a low hum that can still be felt but less heard. Full sunrise in the springtime in Dusk Banter is here.
All right, so it takes 4 people to actually interact in the Gangsmoot, right? If we want to be a gang.
Yeah, it takes 4 people to be a gang.
And we never really wanted that in the first place. I was thinking it might be an idea to try to gain notice by jumping in on that, but Sean made note that that's not how it works. He's right. Maybe this is the time that we go try to speak with...
There's one person who won't be napping.
Exactly. Yeah, Gaventec. I guess I'll look to you and you ready?
Yep.
Let's do this.
Yeah, as you guys walk past the sleeping members, the tents, the drunken snores, as the sun is coming up with that EDM music in the background, you will approach the stage. You can see the area behind it with a little bit more fortified tents, more pole tents, set up for larger groups, right? As one of the guards that approaches, you can see, Fores, that this guard has a full stream to the constant, letting you know this is actually an automated servant, not an android. They don't have free will, but an automated Basia automaton.
All right.
That approaches with auto rifle at their side as they stop right there.
Well, that's rude.
Does it issue any other commands?
It has like a brief moment where it's never been told that before. It is used to being listened to, and so as it stops, and do you have permissions?
You don't need permissions when you're important.
I'm going. I'm gonna try and hack this thing.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Oh my fucking god! glorious 13, the natural one.
A natural 1.
Very well. The automated guard will begin shaking its head violently as it does not understand the fluctuation of information currently hitting it.
I'm going to look past the automaton to see if there are any onlooking inevitable gang members.
As of right now, it appears though this automaton by itself is alone and had approached you as you'd entered into the perimeter, the territory. But the other ones seem to be scanning and walking the perimeter outside of sight.
Okay.
This one, as it sits, as it begins to glitch, it does reach for its weapon.
All right. You want to back up?
Yeah.
We're in the perimeter.
Well, I'll raise up a hand. Whoa. There's a misunderstanding. We're here to see Gaventec. He's expecting us. Or he will be once he understands that we know what he is.
Going to give me diplomacy. It's got to be a good one.
I attempt to diplomatize. I roll a total of 33.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Yeah, the automated sentry, as they go for their gun, will stop in kind of jerky motions as though their actions have been impeded by somebody else. A small, maybe 4'6", copper-looking fellow, at least the armor and the large metal beard that you can see underneath their metal hat. They're a halfling with kind of gold skin paint. As they'll
In robot cosplay.
As they'll come rushing out in Roy cosplay as the gold-painted halfling wearing golden armor, very much looking like a dwarf as they come out with a data pad with a feathered stylus in their hand as they stop and... Whoa.
2015. It's 2023. Throw that stylus away. Use your finger. Sorry, go on.
As they'll stop and... Whoa, what do you mean you're here for Gaventec?
I mean exactly that. I'm here to speak to Gaventec, not you.
Not me.
No. I'm assuming you can lead the way. I'm trying to big dog rush this guy into, yeah.
With a 33 on that diplomacy, you can see the attempt to regain control loses him very quickly. You can see he has a list and video cameras of each of the automated sentries, and this one's the one glitching that he came out to check on. As this poor tech guy, in his inevitable cosplay, will find himself dragged reluctantly back into the tent as he's following after Lucius with a... I'm sorry, sir, who are you? Can you at least sign? Like, can you put down your weapons? Do you have weapons?
Yeah, funny enough, I will pull out the pistol that I have holstered in my shoulder thing and toss it back to him.
Yeah, he'll drop his data pad and stylus and... Oh, okay.
I'll pick up the data pad and the stylus, and I'll say, where do you need me to sign? And I'll start scrolling through what he's got up.
No,
Does he have the automaton?
Yeah, they're still up on the screen.
Yeah.
All right.
Say, careful, that gun's loaded. You know how to use that, right? That's dangerous.
All right, can I get a bluff from both of you to see how confused this poor halfling is?
Oh boy, you first.
I got a total of 24.
Oh fuck. All right, and then the other one's gonna be
17's not so bad.
17's all right.
Yeah, this poor assistant is... what? It's loaded? Oh god, why'd you throw this at me? As you're playing with the data pad and... Oh, no, that's not... You're not supposed to see that?
I would not be... I guess... Yeah... I'm trying to think if I wanted to do anything, but I think that'd be a little bit hostile. If he starts jumping for it, I will hand it back to him.
And I'll keep on distracting. I'm like, give me that. I'll pull the gun up. Like, this is the safety, and I'll like click it on and off. And like, obviously there's a bullet in the chamber, and then I'll like pop that out and like put it back in the magazine and kind of like just take minutes of like displaying the gun and then put it back in my holster. Hopefully continuing with the confusion.
At some point, he hands the stylus to Fores as he takes the gun, but holds the bullet, but hands you the data pad, trying to figure out where this all goes as you guys are all still walking towards the tent. Before you can hear Gaventec as all of you enter together. Lombus, what was that? As the halfling behind you will, sir, you have two unknown visitors that I think are here to speak with you. Yes, they said they know you. They are friends, with you. Your friends, as he'll bow with the stylus and datapad and scoot himself out of the tent. Gaventec is about 9 feet tall. You can see he has a metallic bodysuit, so he has like the metal kind of skin suit, similar to like kind of what Fores wears. You can see that he has chrome-plated muscles. His helmet, made of obsidian and various circuitry, is sitting on a table next to him. The head is entirely made of various mechanical gears and parts that all whirl as he quickly puts on his helmet as you enter.
Yeah, I'll look curiously as he does it, but still continuing forward with as much confidence as I can have.
Yeah, Gavin will walk forward as well till he's standing directly in front of you about 5 feet away, looking down.
Looking up.
You do know that magic used to be illegal in these lands, sorcerer.
What magic did I use coming in here?
None, but it was punishable by death.
I'm scanning the inside of the tent while these guys are talking.
Go to kind of ask how he knew, and then like sputter a couple words, and then I know what you are.
He'll move back to sit in the one main chair in here. Fores, as you scan it, it is empty. Like, this tent looks very luxurious from the outside, but it's very clear that it is one guy who sits in here by himself until people wake up.
All right then. And no signals, no constant connections.
There's a data pad next to him on a small end table, which you will grab, press a few buttons on, and you'll hear the grunting and huffing of Lombus as he comes waddling back in with 2 chairs, sliding them behind you guys, sitting him down, and then bowing and stepping back out.
I'll give him a nod. Thanks.
Yep, appreciated. As I sit down, my chair will magically scoot underneath me as I stare down the inevitable. And repeat, punishable by death. That's a history I'm not familiar with.
It's a long one. What are you here for?
Right, yeah, it sounded outdated anyways. I'm hoping to gain favor as political climate changes, as houses declare war on each other. I don't know exactly what I'm after here, but I do know that I'm desperate.
Huh. Desperate for what? For the help from these people?
Might be.
But you brought nothing.
Bring knowledge. I bring an understanding of Zerain's promise.
Yeah, even though you can't see his face underneath the helmet, you can tell mentioning that out loud does put him on his heels for a moment. And what do you retrievers know of the promise?
I know that it's law, that it can be used to help people. It was designed to help the normal people.
Yeah, he'll stand up and walk around his chair.
And although, yeah, we work and we strive to just have our lives in this world, we are technically a corporation. Under all of that, we are people. We're just looking for life, really. We don't need to be persecuted by corporations. We don't need to be under the constant threat of war for other people's gains. Right now, Orion Storm of Bench's Port looks to acquire my company and our livelihood, pretty much our freedom, for his own. This should never be this way. And I believe that that's what the Gangsmoot was about originally, standing up to houses that oppress us.
He puts his large mechanical hands on the back of his chair. And so you've come here to what? Demand something of us? Demand something of these people who have nothing in your fight? Sounds very corporate of you.
It does.
What do you have to trade? Because that's what people do.
What I would trade is a physical form of Zerain's promise. As I understand, it's lost. I have a knack for acquiring things.
Retrieving.
Not over the force, yeah.
Huh.
What I want from you? Not exactly sure yet. The recent changes in laws to allow corporations to involve themselves in house wars and acquire other corporations through conflict like this is gonna escalate. I see it. maybe there's a way to end it. Bring ourselves back to a norm, some sort of stability. And if there's a way for the voice of people to bring that, then I'm willing to try.
Go and give me a diplomacy to show how much he can trust you. This is everything you're saying is spot on, but this is more so getting him to believe in you.
We give it an attempt. I get a total of 30.
34 with your Gangsmoot stuff.
Oh, Gangsmoot knowledge. Wait, is he human?
He is not. Gaventec will stop and sit down again, and you think that you can find Zoraine's promise locked somewhere in the vaults of one of these great houses. Sure, buried somewhere. You need a house weapon to get through their keys. You'd have to worry about the traps created by those ancient creatures that defied death and even defied divinity. You need someone that's part of the house. Do you understand that if you bring back Zoraine's promise, you can change this world for the better? Why would you do that? For nothing.
Gulp loudly, not knowing what any of that is.
Give me that bluff.
Well, it's not necessarily a bluff. It's survival. It's
It's only nothing if we don't intend to live here.
look over at Fores and nod.
As you say that, Fores, well, that is fair. You do live here. And he'll look towards Lucius. If you speak as honestly as you do eloquently, I can promise the power of the gangs to help bring some order, some law back to this land. And maybe we can get rid of this house war, or the wars yet to come.
I don't know a lot about. I mean, I know that this machine is a sentient, ancient relic from Mechanus, right? I know the bare bones that he's a Marit, but I'm also pretty leery of law in general. And I roll a sense motive to get a hunch if this guy's idea of law is misplaced. I guess. Really? Yeah. Is this guy is this dude Nazi? I don't know. What I'm trying to glean is if there is some intent that could be detrimental to society in this guy.
Immortal robots doing the long game.
Yeah.
Yeah, go and give me a sense motive.
Here's your one.
I mean, you get to use your perform oratory, so.
Oh.
I would like to, since we've been talking this entire time. I feel like it fits.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I enjoy the idea of your sense motive being part of that.
Yeah, that is a total of 17 though. So
yeah.
That is not my typical apparent 30 that I've been rolling this entire game.
You can see that there is more to them, right? There's something there that lingers at the end of the sentences, a little bit in their behavior that tells you there's something else you're missing. But for the moment, you can tell that they seem to enjoy the performing of these laws and rules more than they enjoy the enforcing. But Gaventec will stand up, and I apologize, my Roy was not quick in finding the information. Who are you that walks in here so brazenly, speaking of Zoraine's promise and promising even more with it?
And smelling of hot dog.
And why are your hot dogs not fit for my halls?
I wouldn't question your intelligence and tell you that I'm just lucky. I am Lucious Estable. What that means to you, I don't know.
Grandson of Magnus Estable.
It means nothing to me, and because of that, I feel it's worth listening to. Gavin will turn their mechanized head and helmet towards you, Fores. And who are you?
I'm Fores. I work for this guy. Is he looking at me any particular sort of way, or is he satisfied with that?
He stares for a bit longer, still standing up, before I can understand that.
Yeah, maybe it means nothing to you, but it means everything to me.
Very well, Lucious Estable. If you want my help, if you want the people's help, you bring us the promise, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that you are taken care of. No one has ever brought it back. No one has ever found it. So forgive me for expecting you to fail.
Don't worry about it, everybody does. They'll wind up on top. I'll turn around and start walking out.
I'll get up and I'll grab our chairs and follow him out. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, you see Gaventec sits down upon the chair as you leave Forwards. putting their head in both hands as Lombus will, oh, thank you for grabbing the chairs. You see his small frame as he looks inside and, oh, what did you guys do? The boss looks upset.
I don't know. I think you just need some alone time. Are we getting like log jammed at the entrance?
Lombus takes the chairs from you as you guys walk out amongst the crowd of sleeping partygoers as the kings are resting, and you look upon dusk banter as you guys walk through the crowd.
All right, I'm kind of muttering to Lucius. Yeah, have any ideas as to which house weapon we're gonna go for?
As I'm walking, trash is going to be slowly being picked up around me by the unseen servants that I'm casting to kind of clean up the area as we walk out. Just my mind is elsewhere. I'm just like reactively just doing stuff to keep myself busy while I'm still thinking about what's going on. I think I know some people that can head us in the right direction for us.
Ooh.
I think it's time to go speak with the Perpetuals again.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Like, rate, review, subscribe, all that jazz. Our music, as always, is from Nihilor. Our intro and outro are The Dweller on the Threshold. But you also heard How to Survive the Pre-Apocalypse, Escape, and Eternal Light. Alright, bye!